trials, not travel trails. Saints. I'd like to introduce Reed Greener, Travel Trials, Reed Greener. I'm hugging the left hand before I start. How many of you have ridden with Uber? 1, 2, 3. So, do you know what Uber is? Mm-hmm. It's an app on your phone where you can arrange someone to pick you up. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to our new member and our guest. Are you sure you want to hear this speech? Okay, the first time I took Uber, I went to Pennsylvania about a month ago for 8 days. I live in Concord. I learned how to use the Uber app. My Uber driver showed up. It was wonderful. This nice car, very clean, a water bottle here, a water bottle, water bottle there. It was very nice, looked very nice, very professional. Thought, this is great. He drove me all the way to SFO for about $52, and I thought, this Uber thing I like. Flew to Philadelphia. The quality of my Uber drivers began to gradually decrease. I got to Philly. I took the subway the first day, and it was okay. Then I hired a couple Uber drivers who were okay. They were professional. They were okay. Saw what you see in Philly, the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, the Betsy Ross House, did my thing. After 4 days of being there, I was tired and I needed to rent a car and drive west to Harrisburg to meet a friend and to take care of some business. I'm at this restaurant, do my Uber thing, I'm waiting on the street, and the driver pulls up and he says, "Reed!" And I look. I thought it was a friend of mine or something. I get in the car. First of all, he's smoking, which is not good for my lungs, especially when I get respiratory infections. He's spitting out the window. He has a cell phone in his lap on speakerphone, and he's planning a party with one of his buddies. And I didn't even want to hear, I just didn't even want to go there, right? So then he starts to complain to me about why these Uber passengers aren't standing in the right place on the street when he pulls up, right? It's all about me. I said, well, we don't always know where you're coming from. Oh, okay. It was a carpool, which is cheaper. You get what you pay for. All right. He went on to pick up 2 more people, and he was just outraged talking to his friend. I can't believe Uber has me picking up 2 more people. Why are they doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, why are you driving Uber? So he picked up these 2 other people, and I was in the front seat with this guy, and I looked back to one of them like help. Anyway, he dropped those 2 people off, so then I was alone in the car with this Uber driver from hell. All right, so he's driving me back to my hotel, runs 2 red lights. And I don't mean got on the end of the yellow light. He ran 2 red lights, and when he did that, he said, I'm not going to use my brakes for these people. Needless to say, this guy is not a Mensa member. He's not in Mensa. All right, so, okay, get ready, and I'm not making this up. He drives over to the airport area where there's a cluster of hotels. And he says to me, is that your hotel? And I said, yes. All right, I'm going to give you a direct quote. These are not my words. These are his words. So you know what it was like for me sitting in that chair. He said, oh, that hotel. That's where all the pussy is. He said, I love whores. Don't you love whores? I love whores.
Oh my gosh.
What do you say? I'm not making this up. This is true. What do you say to an Uber driver who's carrying on like this? I didn't know what to do. All I knew to do is I turned to him and I said, whatever you do, just be safe. That was the social worker in me, right? Well, it worked because it shut him up. And I kept saying, please help me get out of this car. Have you ever been to an amusement park I used to go when I was a kid, and you go on a ride and think, this will be cool. And then you get spun around and dropped, and you get motion sickness, and you think, I can't wait till I get out of this. That was what it was like. I got out of the car, and I didn't tip him, and I think, thank you, God, I'm out of this car. I didn't know what he was going to do. In retrospect, I think he was trying to sell me something other than just an Uber ride. All right, so you're supposed to go on the app and rate drivers.
Oh.
Yeah, before you get a new one. And if it's anything less than 5 stars, you're supposed to say why. Well, I didn't want to do that while I was still in Philadelphia because he knew where I was. I mean, call me paranoid, but I was going to fly all the way back 3,000 miles west. I'm not stupid. I still haven't rated him, but I probably should. All right. So I made it through the Uber driver from hell. Next day, I go to the Philly airport, rent a car, and I'm driving west to Harrisburg. And I wanted to stop at a mall to buy some clothes. There's no sales tax on clothes in Pennsylvania, FYI. I hate sales tax. I go to a city called King of Prussia. Are you impressed? I don't know why they call it that. I saw no king and no Prussia, but that's what it's called. So I go to the mall, King of Prussia Mall, buy some clothes, eat in a restaurant. I come out of this restaurant in this huge parking lot. I've got my bags, I've got my keys, and I'm walking. Okay, my car will be here. Where is my car? And I knew it wasn't my car here. I kept thinking black Versa, and I had the license plate number, which I memorized. So I went up this row, I went up this row, went up the next row. It was nowhere. Do any of you remember a speech I gave a couple years ago on turning 50? And that you forget where you park your car? That kept coming back to me. I spent probably an hour going up and down all these rows, and I thought, what is going on? I take ginkgo biloba. I don't get it. I thought somebody stole my car. And I was scared. It was getting dark. My friend in Harrisburg was texting me, where are you? Where are you? And I didn't want to admit, I can't remember where I parked my car. So I thought, all right, ask for help. So I thought, if I go to mall security, what are they going to do? They're going to say, what do you want us to do? So I went to mall security, went to the Dutch door, and I said, I'm really embarrassed, but I cannot find my car. And they said, don't worry about it. It happens all the time. They were so nice. I was so relieved to find nice people in the world. They said, one of our people will drive up and we'll drive around and find your car. And I expected, like Kevin James, the mall cop, to be riding around in that little scooter thing. Well, I got in the car, and the guy said, if this did not happen on a daily basis, it would be unusual. So I found my car, there it was. Thank God there are some nice people in the world. I always have these glitches when I travel. I'm going to go over, but this time I don't care. Flying back, Chicago Midway, to catch a flight to San Francisco, they couldn't land in Chicago because of the weather. So we were temporarily laid over in Indianapolis, Indiana. I got to Chicago Midway, missed my connecting flight, and just stayed up all night in the Chicago airport, talking to someone I didn't know, but made a friend. Anyway, the point is, these weird things always happen when I travel, but I'm always glad that I do, because otherwise I have experiences that I would never otherwise have. So go travel. Mr. Toastmaster.